Head on a swivel.
We're on top of a den right now, so watch where you're stepping. All right.
We got one laying right there. He is camouflaged in.
So now you said your wife don't know you're doing this?
No, she does not have any idea that I'm in
So
this
when
thing.
is she gonna see
Here
it?
in a little bit, when I get out. Ooh, that one nailed me.
Yeah, they'll get you back here.
That one busted me on the back of the leg. Hey guys, I'm Jeff Thomason and welcome to this week's episode of Predator Pursuit. This week, we're doing something totally different that we've never done before. We're headed out to Sweetwater, Texas with Rocky Boots, and we're gonna be chasing rattlesnakes.
My name is Megan Goldhart. I work for Rocky Brands. Rocky has been a part of the Rattlesnake Roundup in Sweetwater for a number of years. We're working with Dandy Western Wear and helping the folks in town put on some snake boots. It's a great event. The whole town shuts down for this event. They're taking in snakes from all over Texas and really beyond.
So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna load up and head just outside of town and go catch some rattlesnakes. So we're following the guys back in here. We're in some really rough, nasty country. It looks really snaky, but he said he's got a bunch of dens back here that he hasn't hunted in a couple of years. So there ought to be quite a few pretty big snakes in here. Ought to be pretty good.
We're gonna go down there and search and make sure no snakes are laid out.
I'm Chris Souls. I'm a Sweetwater native, and I grew up here in Sweetwater. I grew up as a kid snake hunting. It's not for everybody, I understand that, and it is a very dangerous event to do. We recommend that you come see us. First of all, let us take you out and teach you how to hunt snakes safely.
Head on a swivel.
We're on top of a den right now, so watch where you're stepping.
Last time they came here, they were just laid out. They could be anywhere.
Right
So
there. I see one right
he sees one.
right about 10 yards in front of you, 5 yards in front of you. Sitting on the rock.
That was quick right there.
All right. No, he is not happy. That's what I said, they're laid out. Okay. I'm coming right here.
Let us get back out of the way.
That's why we need to search. There might be little 10-inch babies laid out. There might be 6-footers laid out. And that's why before we even start working this den, we're gonna search this area really good.
So no joke, we haven't been here 2 minutes. Walked over this hill, and Brian looked over and bang, that's a pretty good sized snake. I mean, he was, like I said, it's pretty warm and he was active, ready to go. So this is, it's pretty wild.
So now that we've cleared the outlying area in front of the snake den, and made sure there was no other snakes laid out, I'm gonna get up in there, crawl up in there with a hook, kind of pull some of the debris and leaves and stuff out of the way so we can see further back up in there and see if we can see some more snakes. Yeah.
Basically, we've been all around here, cleared out all the snakes. He actually climbed in there, drug all that out, and now they're gonna do what's called gassing.
We've been hunting these same dens for 30, 40 years. We don't want to run the den, so what we're doing is working copper tubing in there, and the end of it's got super fine holes that we drilled. And we use gas, but we turn the sprayer upside down, so we're spraying fumes.
People will say, oh, they're dumping gas down in there, and that's not at all what they're doing.
We're spraying fumes, and we love catching them laid out, but this time of the year, especially after all the cold weather that we've had, with -1 and -2 degrees for 7, 8 days straight, those snakes are pretty deep right now.
These crevices go way back in there. There's just pockets all back in this rock, and those snakes, you know, obviously when it gets cold, they get way back in there, and they're just spraying fumes in there. And those fumes, I mean, they're just like me and you. You don't want to be in a room with a bunch of gas fumes. So when it gets fumed up in there, the point is to just basically have the snakes come out of the hole. That's when we grab them. We saw one way back there. He's got that mirror going. Man, you can see all the way back there. But pretty cool. I'm learning a lot, and this is our first spot, so kind of learning how this whole process works. So this first spot ended up only having one snake at it, but that actually really worked out well for us because we were able to learn how this process worked, how to be safe around these snakes, how to handle them, and really just get prepared to go catch a few more. There's just so many places they could be. Every time you step on a stick and it smacks your leg, you're already on edge. But knowing where we're at makes it even worse.
We go up in these mountains and we're looking for big rocks, big crevices with holes under those rocks. That's where the snake's gonna live. Of course, they hibernate in the winter, and they have to have at least 18 inches of overhead cover to survive the cold temperatures. So that's what we're looking for.
Just be still, let him come. All right, get him about 6, 8 inches behind the neck. About 6 or 8 inches.
It's my first one. I don't care what you say, that got my adrenaline pumping right there, buddy. That was pretty cool. That was terrifying. Did you like it? Did you like watching it from back there? That was actually pretty cool. I'm telling you, man, that's a rush, because all you can see is his face and his tongue coming from way back in there, man, just slowly coming out. Oh, he's biting it. Eee. He is mad. Whoa, why are you so mad, bro? We've already got a snake in here, so we got to be careful of that. first few spots have worked out really well for us. We've got a box full of snakes, but we've got one more spot to go check out before we head back to the convention.
Oh, there goes one, there goes one, there goes one. Be still, be still, be still, be still.
There was one.
I seen him crawling down off the side. He was up there and crawling. That's why I said be careful, because I caught snakes right here.
There he is. We've got one laying right there. He is camouflaged in, hard to see. We caught one at this spot when we first got here, and this guy's he's gonna be kind of hard to get to, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's in some real thick stuff.
I got you. All right.
How big is that?
He's 2.5. I'll just wait on you to open the lid, and I'll hand him to him, and I'll open it, and you can put him in there. Just get him up there about 6-8 inches behind the head.
Okay.
All right.
Going in. Good. First time snake hunting for me. We caught, I don't know, 6 or 8 snakes. I don't even know, lost count, but pretty cool. Got to learn how they do it and all that stuff. So now we're gonna head back. We're gonna go to the roundup. We've got some teams that are actually coming in. They're gonna check snakes in and weigh them and do the whole thing. So we're gonna go back and just kind of check that out and see how all that works. Well, the show's a full weekend event, but we were able to get there a little bit early and kind of gave us a little behind the scenes tour, let us see some things that not everybody gets to see, but now it's time for them to open up the doors to the general public and get the show started. They offer some really cool things for the public to do, and one thing that I was really actually kind of shocked about was they allow the public to go out and actually catch rattlesnakes. And whenever we went out, we actually got to go with the public, go try to catch a few snakes. And I was very impressed with how these guys handled the public, showed them how to catch these snakes, and they were safe about it. And there were families from all over the country out there catching snakes. So it was great to see everybody out there getting to experience it.
So these are snakes we caught today. We're gonna weigh them in. We're gonna take them over here to the holding pit and pull them out one at a time and count them and get our total weight.
So after the snakes are all weighed, they take them over to the main holding pit, they dump them in there, and I'm sure you guys have seen the videos before of these guys walking around in these snake pits, and you know, they're not in there just for fun. There's obviously a reason why they're in there, and we're about to show you why.
So when they bring them in, we put them all in here, and we come in and we have to stir them because they're cold-blooded animals. And so they'll get up on the bottom of that pile and they'll slowly get squished, suffocated. So our job in here is to bring the ones from the bottom back to the top.
So you're literally stirring them up?
Yeah.
Taking the ones from the bottom, flipping them to the top?
Because we want all these snakes to go to milking, to research, to skinning. We do not want to waste any of the snakes.
So Rocky Boots is a huge sponsor of this event here in Sweetwater, and you know, everybody that's there working at this event, they're all wearing Rocky boots, and You know, I can't think of any way better to prove how well a product works than to wear these boots, especially in the snake pit. So we'll move him over there, get him out. Just keep kicking him. Like this guy, man, he's just mad.
So now you said your wife don't know you're doing
No,
this?
she does not have any idea that I'm in this
So when
pit.
is she gonna see
Here
it?
in a little bit, when I get out. Ooh, that one nailed me.
Yeah, they'll get you back here.
That one busted me on the back of the leg.
Here.
That one just busted my leg, boys. So this snake pit is loaded with literally thousands of snakes. These are all the snakes that are being brought in by the competitors, and they're dumping them in buckets and buckets at a time, and they're literally piled on top of each other in there. And a lot of them, they are not in a good mood. They are striking and biting at everything that moves, and we're in there, we're having to stir these snakes up, and I don't know how many times I got hit on the leg, but it was at least a dozen times. I don't envy your job at all, man, being in here all day long and getting nailed all the time. But
It's fun.
I'm glad there's people out here like you that'll do it, because honestly, this is where they get a ton of their antivenom for guys that get bit accidentally, so y'all are doing good work doing this. So.
Oh, yeah.
From our holding pit of the rattlesnake, we'll weigh those snakes out. We track all the movement of the rattlesnakes during the roundup. They will go from the weigh-in to the milking pit. Each and every rattlesnake that comes in here, all that venom goes for anti-venom and research.
So this is the station where they actually milk the snakes. And Dennis, he's in here doing this. He knows what he's doing, obviously. I am not gonna do this part of it. These are giant snakes. These are actually snakes that came out of the show booth over here. These are the trophy rattlesnakes. These are the big boys. But I'm gonna let Dennis kind of walk you through what he's doing and why they're doing it.
First thing we're gonna do is get him pinned, and he is one strong booger. And then we're gonna use this glass funnel, and we're gonna put his fangs over the edge of the funnel, and then up here in the top of his head is where his glands are, his venom glands. There's 60-something drugs that have been patented for different aspects of the venom.
They will go to research. In the research pit, they will get measured, weighed, and sexed. We want to see if they're male or female. And all that data is recorded, goes to Texas Parks and Wildlife.
All right, the first thing we're going to do is measure the snake Cody. We're going to measure all the way down to right where his finger is, right at the end of the coon tail.
47?
So you go right here to where you call it the coon tail. This is the coon
The
tail.
black
where
and
it's
white
got-
part of it, and then the rattler starts.
47, 4, 3.
Do you typically have more males, more
We
females?
usually
or
have
is it
about
pretty-
1/3 or a little bit more females. All right, now I'm going to weigh the snake. And this is the most dangerous part for us because we have to get him into
in
it
there.
a perfect way.
And then from there, the snakes will go to a holding pit. And as needed from our concession stand, because we do serve fried rattlesnake meat, we'll send some to the skinning pit where we will take their heads off. The heads are saved. We jar the heads and sell those. We skin the snake. We sell the skins. And the meat goes to the kitchen area where it gets cleaned and processed and then cooked and then served as fried rattlesnake meat.
This right here is where we go ahead and we get rid of the nasty part. We go ahead and cut the head off. And then shortly after, we go ahead and take them, put them up on a string, and we skin them out.
Let's get down to business.
Let's do it.
Cut some heads off.
There he goes.
Got him.
That's a perfect strike there.
And he's still trying to bite me with no head on. That's pretty much it. We're gonna, after we behead them like that, we're headed over here. Now this is the actual skinning side. So they're gonna let me skin one. So I'm doing it. Let's check it out.
And then you just go ahead and play tug of war, man.
That. So it didn't look like a huge snake, but when you spread that skin out, it looks big. Well guys, I had a great time out here in Sweetwater, Texas at the Rattlesnake Roundup. I can't thank Rocky Boots enough for inviting me out to be a part of it. Actually get to walk in the snake pit. I never thought that's something I would ever get to do. And honestly, I hope I never have to do it again, but what a cool experience. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. We'll see you again next week.